We've seen Paulo Costa flaunting his travel bottle labeled Secret Juice everywhere for the past 2 months. And if his recent comments on UFC President Dana White's body transformation pictures are anything to go by, it seems like he's been sharing. Wonder what the heck we're talking about? In today's video, we're going to talk about Mr. UFC's new physique, how exactly he got there, and what Costa thinks about the whole affair. Buckle up! First off, what did Dana White even post? The 53-year-old MMA chief caused quite an uproar when he posted a casual snap of his physique at the gym. It was the whole deal, sporting a shiny new six-pack and the most muscular form we've seen him in recent years. The president looked ecstatic with his progress, and it's not like he was in particularly bad shape before, but with his new gains, he's pretty much in fighting shape. Of course, none of it was achieved without a strict regimen, and White hasn't been shy in revealing his routine. Basically, he went on a super thorough keto diet, while also regularly hitting the gym, and he has actually claimed that he got almost immediate results. I lost 30 pounds. My legs were so effed up. 13 weeks ago, I couldn't tie my shoes. And you want to know the craziest, most mind-boggling part? He managed to pull this all off in just 10 weeks. That takes some insane dedication, and Mr. White over here clearly rose to the post of UFC chief through this trait. No more sleep apnea now. I don't snore. Everything is gone in 10 effing weeks. We definitely gotta hand it to him. He's a true hustler. Coming to what exactly motivated White to go on this crazy body transformation journey? The answer is weirder than you might be expecting, people. It's all due to a DNA test, and not just any old DNA test that tells you you're 70% Irish and 30% Aboriginal Australian. No, this specific test revealed to Dana White his life expectancy. Last week, the president made headlines when he shared that he paid a pretty hefty sum for a genetic test offered by 10X Health System that told him how many years he had left to live. Shockingly, even the man who has a net worth of $500 million fell flat when he was told he had roughly 10 years and 4 months left to live. That's weirdly specific, but also really surprising for the 53-year-old. Now, tests like these are rarely advocated by scientists. In fact, most figures with scientific backgrounds ridicule the DNA test industry altogether, equating it with palm reading and the like. A bioethicist at NYU Langone Health, Dr. Arthur Kaplan, has said that providing a time as specific as 10.4 years is bogus as predicting the future that accurately isn't really possible yet. Nevertheless, Dana told the Action Junkies podcast that he was highly obsessed with finding out the exact time, down to the month that he's fated to die. Well, good for him. He's scratched that morbid itch now, and with that has come an intense vigor to better his health and fitness. That, folks, is the major reason Mr. White embarked on a new fitness journey, ensuring he's in impeccable shape to delay his oncoming death as much as possible. We're not sure if we're on board with this yet, but Brazilian MMA fighter Paulo Costa definitely has some entertaining opinions. Moving on to Costa's humorous remarks on his boss' new ripped physique. When has Borrachinha resisted the temptation to pass a witty remark? Never, right? And this time was no different. While Dana's new photos were making the rounds on social media, the 31-year-old fighter chipped in with his classic humor. Posting a photoshopped version of Dana's original snap, he alluded that his boss' success in building his physique was due to secret juice. His version of the photo showed White holding a bottle that was suspiciously similar to Costa's own travel bottle and, just like the latter, was labeled with the words secret juice. As if that wasn't enough, Costa even digitally added the phrase as a tattoo on Dana's originally bare chest. Placing the comical meme side by side with a picture of him talking to White, he wrote, "Hey buddy, I'm gonna need some of that secret juice." Like, come on, this was the perfect opportunity for Paulo to keep his latest gimmick in the UFC going, and also a golden chance to take a lighthearted dig at his boss. We need more playful banter in the UFC. Let's talk about this secret juice business a little more. So what is the Eraser's new gimmick all about? And when did it even start? We first saw the huge bottle at the UFC 278 weigh-ins, and then immediately after at the post-fight conference. In a conversation with the MMA Hour, Costa said, "Secret juice. I really drink this, and this helps me a lot. I put a mix of ingredients here that helps me. If I tell you the whole thing I have here, it will no longer be a secret, understand?" But there's no doubt that he's been in excellent form ever since the event. He managed to rebound from his chaotic weight miss and broke his 2-fight losing streak by beating Luke Rockhold in a fight of the night match. Now we're even more curious about the mysterious contents of this beverage. Now onto other related news. Firstly, Justin Gaethje is all fixed up and has given a timeline for his UFC return. Fans of the highlight were concerned to hear of the number 3 lightweight champion's nose surgery, as it complicated his return to fighting. But as it turns out, they needn't have worried. At UFC 274 in May of this year, the fighter lost to Charles Oliveira and immediately had to undergo surgery to correct a long-withstanding issue with his nose. This created a hitch in the UFC expectations laid out for him for the whole year. He talked to MMA Fighting about this and predicted that at some point mid-next year, he'll be officially making his return. He mentioned UFC 280 as his next goal, saying that somebody had to fight the winner and it could very well be him. Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier are going to fight. Somebody's got to fight the winner. I'll be ready next year, ideally in January, February, or March. Rafael Fiziev is one fighter who's eagerly waiting for the highlights return, saying that he wants the fight because it'd be a really big challenge for him. Although he'd be in fighting shape around December, the number 7th lightweight champion is willing to wait until January for Gaethje to respond in favor of a fight. It'd definitely be an interesting showdown. Next, Khamzat Chimaev's coach is not entirely opposed to a Paulo Costa fight. Well, we guess miracles do happen. The two fighters have been at each other's throats for the past few months, eventually concluding in Costa officially requesting a fight with the Chechen sensation. Chimaev's jiu-jitsu coach, Alan Finfu Nascimento, shared a couple of tidbits about his player's upcoming fights with Brazilian outlet Combate. One of the things he was specifically asked was whether a UFC 283 Rio de Janeiro showdown against Paulo Costa was on the cards for January 21st. Interestingly, Nascimento didn't outright confirm or deny the situation, instead settling for the diplomatic answer that if the UFC demanded it to happen, Chimaev could definitely be up to it. He said that ultimately, the UFC wants numbers and results and wants to sell, and if they think a Chimaev-Costa fight is a way to do that, it's fine by his side. The coach was also asked if Khamzat would be moving up to the middleweight division anytime soon, to which he responded that it depends on the future of the division. Either he could be in the backups for 170 in case someone gets injured, or he could shoot for a top 5 fighter match in middleweight. Let's see how it pans out. Last but not the least, Brendan Schaub calls out Dana White and Mark Zuckerberg. Former heavyweight fighter Brendan Schaub recently got criticized by Joe Rogan for his conspiracy theory regarding UFC 279. Basically, Schaub got pissed off that UFC President Dana White, due to the recent circumstances surrounding the UFC 61 Vegas event, where the fight was closed off to fans and the media due to Mark Zuckerberg allegedly renting out the arena. Joe Rogan called this theory dumb and said that Schaub needed a handler. In response, Brendan said that Dana was lying to the people and that they were wrong at getting mad at him instead. He spoke about how Zuckerberg being allowed to rent the arena was an indication and explained how he does not need a handler. We don't know what's going on, but something has to be brewing for all this. That's a wrap for this video. Those were all the updates we had for you about Dana White's impressive fitness journey and Paulo Costa's reaction to it. Do you think Secret Juice is an actual contributor, or do you believe it's just a gimmick? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.